Okay. Oh, I'm already on. I had to double check it. Hey everyone, welcome, 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 welcome to Be So Light. I am Felicia, also known as Priestess Mikala 333 on Instagram, as well as me. So I see I'm gonna have problems with my camera again because it's doing this light to dark thing. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, hold on. It's really weird how it keeps doing that. Okay. All right. So I have some things that I need to talk about. Hold on one second. I tried to do this. I didn't think of it earlier. Let's try it. So weird. Everything's just weird. Okay. There, let's just try this. Maybe that'll work. Who knows anymore? Maybe my light is just all over the place. That's probably what's going on. Okay, so I am comfortable and I'm going to talk about something really interesting. So, first of all, I'm going to put up a disclaimer. Do not get triggered by what I'm talking about, but a lot of healers, you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay. This is not in any kind of place of pointing figures at race, of certain people, or anything. And as a matter of fact, I actually am changing the title of it and not labeling it that because the movie itself already depicts it. So we're going to start with the title of Single White Female, the movie, and talk about that. But the real definition of this is called single disturbed female. Okay. And the reason why I use that word disturbed, because the people who 9 times out of 10 that follow this script of a single white female energy um, are disturbed. They are disturbed. They're it's deep. So I have something I really want to compare it to. So you know the movie. This woman, she moves into this apartment. She puts out an ad that she's looking for a single white female person to be a roommate, and it was Bridget Fonda and Ali Sheedy. I think Shady. Hope I said it right. So they end up moving in. She moves in, but Allie gets the second bedroom. But it later goes into this thing of, hey darling, where she decides she's going to take over Bridget's life. She starts becoming her, starts doing everything like her, looking like her, acting like her. And then when it becomes too much, she literally wants to get rid of her so she can still maintain the look of her. Okay. So this is why I'm calling it the single disturbed female. Now, I personally witnessed this happen to an elder. And my elder at that time, she was living in her own home and everything, and she just had a big heart. She was always helping everybody, and she was doing things like helping homeless people with things. And then she had a friend of hers that became homeless, and she invited her to come live with her until she gets on her feet. So she was living with her, and I noticed every time when I would go over to visit, little things were just kind of like sticking out. Like she was really, her friend was like trying to become friends with me, trying to get to know me and everything, and really get to know me. And I wasn't really feeling her. I was all about, I'm not really feeling you. So I remember distinctly, and this is what when you are a healer, when you are a light worker, and it doesn't matter if the elder or what you totally respect and have respect for and everything. But if you need to say something to your elder, you need to say it and you need to speak it. So I went to her house one day. I was dropping off something and I pulled up and I see Linda come out and I'm like, oh, there she is. And she's standing there and she's just looking. And I'm like, why is she just standing there looking at me? I'm getting out of the car. Why is she that's not normal. And lo and behold, it wasn't even Linda. It was the roommate who got her hair cut and styled and looked just like her. And that freaked me out. I was all about, oh hell no, we're not having none of this. No, 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 no. So I felt that energy, and I waited until she was by herself, and I told her, I said, you have got to get her out of your space. Watch your bank account because she's assuming your identity. Oh no, she's not. You know, she just liked my haircut, and she just wanted a haircut just like mine. I'm like, no, she is assuming your identity. You need to get her out of there. Few weeks later, I start getting phone calls from the elder, and she starts telling me, I wish I would have listened to you because I just found a lump sum of money missing in my account. And I said, oh my gosh. And they said, I signed for it and I didn't sign for it. I said, did she have access to your account before? And she goes, well, I only asked her to deposit something and da 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 da. I said, well, now she has access. So she has taken. That woman ruined my elder's well-being in her life, ruined it. She robbed her of money. She was falsifying herself. And then when Lynn caught on to it, she literally was trying to get her out of there. She had to call the police to get her out of there. And it was just crazy stuff. Not only just her, but she also brought her I think she had two sons that were homeless, older sons. They were into their drinking and all that stuff and had them up in the house. I mean, she actually, after it was all said and done, she actually had to move away just to get herself back on track. So she actually had to move away just to get out of that situation. But this is a very real thing that happens. And from my personal experience, I'm only talking from my own personal experience, and I'm not pointing fingers or anything. I'm just saying this is what I experience. And a lot of you that are healers or what, you're gonna go like this. Oh shit. You're gonna start saying, oh crap. But my experience is more with people who are recovering alcoholics, or if they're still alcoholic, or drug abusers, if they are still doing it. Um, and they're not out of it and they're still in that type of thing. So it comes from that energy, and it's also anybody that feels like they have to jump in and rescue me from some kind of situation when I don't need it, and they're going to do something nice for me, and when they do something nice they have something attached to it. There's always an attachment, an outcome that they want. There's always some kind of circumstance. So the single disturbed female is something that a lot of us, I think, if you're especially a woman, you've experienced it. You've experienced the going into a group setting, doing medicine or doing ceremony, and there's always one or two people that don't like you. They don't like your light. They don't like the fact that you can see. And when you can see through their stuff, they really don't like you. So these particular people, they'll come in really gentle, really nice and caring and loving and want to be supportive of anything that you're doing. And they show you all that support, and everything they do that just is, they smile in your face and they're doing that. Yes, when people come around, yes, they're smiling in your face and you're thinking everything's good. And then all of a sudden you start noticing things. And this is one of the famous things that I can't stand. And it's when I notice I'm involved with a single disturbed female. This, they value everything you're saying, but then somewhere along the line, they start cutting you down on anything that you talk about. All of a sudden, every time you make a mention about this, they cut you down. They don't want to hear what you got to say. They cut you down, or they derail whatever you're saying. They don't want to hear what you're saying. Oh, you're wrong about that. This is how I'm seeing it. You're not right about that. And it just keeps going. But you don't really notice it yet until it's kind of like it's just a little something. And then all of a sudden, what happens to you, you start second guessing yourself on what you're thinking. Okay. They start doing mind game play with you. They do this thing of, if they do something for you, they expect you to give back to them 100% like this, be at their whipping call every time. You have to be at their call if they do something for you. It has a catch. So the single disturbed female, they are very detailed in what they are looking for. And it's all about, you got something they don't have. And for me, my own personal experience of what I've experienced with people who are got that drug abuse history and that alcohol abuse history, I don't care. I've seen it too many times and I've experienced it too many times where they sit back and they say things like, they watch what you're doing, and the words that come out of her mouth is always this: "Oh, I wish I could have connection like you do. You hear so well how you connect to spirit and everything. You channel that really well. I wish I could connect like that." I had a person like that in my life for like 11 years. Very dear, good friend of mine, 11 years. And I didn't understand it. And the reason why I'm really talking about this, I got to give kudos to Miss Lady Aphrodite um, Stone, because she did the video on this teaching. And I was watching her video and I was sitting there like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. And it was like I was seeing face after face after face of all the people that fit that category of what she was talking about. And when she was just talking about, yes, they will they get into your space, they start derailing you, and next thing you know, you're second guessing yourself. And it's a form of gaslighting. They're really good at gaslighting you. So I just remember with this distinct friend, um, it all came down to us being in medicine. And this is another reason why I'm talking about this, because I am not one. Back in the day when I was younger, I used to always go to circles, go to go to different circles and go hang out at the circles, go do your ceremonies, Sundance and all these circles, healing medicine circles, blah, blah, blah. I would always go to the circles. But like I said, I would be quiet. I didn't let a lot of people know what my gifts are and what I do and all that. And because you never know who's looking and wants what you have. Even though they can't get it, but they're gonna try. They're gonna try to mess you up. And the only way that these people tear down someone that has their light, and they're walking right with their light and whatever, they have to find some kind of way to tear you down. And it's usually they point characteristics. Oh, you only did this to get this, and this is where you got this from. They always pointing fingers at other things when it's really them doing it. They're the ones doing it. They're the ones that are not walking right. And I'll never forget this. Now I can really talk about it. Back in the day, I really couldn't talk about it when it happened. But I just remember I watched a relationship of our that I had with this friend get destroyed. And it was literally because I was being supportive of her to go get her medicine name. And I showed up, and then it just turned out to be this thing where the people recognized my spirit and I recognized them. So I end up getting a medicine name with this tribe. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. I didn't think nothing of it. But little bit after little bit, just because they were really interested in what I had to say, they showed a lot of love and respect towards me. They treated me like family. Okay. And I felt it. I felt it dear in my heart, that connection with them. She didn't like that. This woman did not like that. I won't say her name, but if she's watching my videos, she knows exactly who she is. She did not like it. And still to this day, I'm going to call it what it is. She got jealous. She got jealous. And her jealousy caused the breakup of our relationship. And she got so jealous of the attention that I was receiving. I wasn't trying to receive anything. I was sharing things and talking, but I wasn't trying to do anything. It just naturally happened. She got jealous. She got so nasty. Her nastiness was sending me a letter. She couldn't call me. Now, this is how they hide. They won't call you or come to you face to face and tell you to your face. They'll send you a freaking letter or a text and yes, thank you. And send you a letter or a text down downgrading you, insulting you on everything. This is how you know you're dealing with an SDF, okay? Single disturbed female. And basically this person, she labeled everything. She was coming out of her one of the things in AA, you're not supposed to be talking about other people's stuff and labeling all their whatevers. You're supposed to stay in your own lane, not hers to do. But no, she took it upon herself to just, I mean, just picking little stuff and blowing them all out of proportion. And the one that got me, and I'm going to say it right here because I don't care. The one that was the most insulting was that she had the audacity to say that I only did Sundance to get gifts. I lost it. If there was a camera in the living room at the time when I saw those words, I lost my shit. And I said, how dare this SDF say this when I know damn well for sure why I danced to be a sun dancer. And when she said that, I said, first of all, there was words coming out of my mouth. Oh, I said some words. All right. And I said, first of all, I was born with my gifts. So there. I came through a divine mother of her essence, of all her history, of her mother's bloodline, carrying that DNA. I was born with my gifts. So for her to say what she said, that was an insult right there. And then that's how I knew she was jealous and she was ripping me apart for no reason. And then not only that, now they will go as far. They don't want you in the group no more. They don't want nobody to be around you anymore because they want to be it. Okay. They want to get the position you got just naturally being you. Okay. So she took it upon herself to start telling everybody all kind of stuff, making it up, spreading it out of whatever. And the next thing you know, these people, instead of them saying, hey, you know what, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like, blah, blah, blah. So these are the people that are also, they're the closest that will do this to you. She took whatever personal things or whatever I talked to her about, and she took it upon herself and used it. and spread it all out there among the community. You know who you are. Especially if I know she likes to come through the back door and watch a lot of my stuff and be sitting off to the side acting like she ain't watching anything I put out. You know exactly who. And get this, when they do you wrong, like this one did, and how she's made up all this scenario and she'll paint the picture to make it look like she was the victim. Like I did something so horrendous to her. Um, she, sh they will not apologize for what they did. And I not only noticed this with her, I noticed it with other people that were like this. And I said, huh. But here's the thing, an SDF will always expect you to apologize for shit they did to you. They always want you to clean it up. Come out accusing you all kind of stuff, off the cuff, saying all kind of craziness, but you want you to apologize and clean it up with them. Yeah, that's really big with the recovering. Clean it up. You got to clean it up. Oh, but nobody cleans it up when they messing with you. Have you ever noticed that? So the reason why I talk about this is because that really put things in perspective to really understand that. And then knowing what I've been dealing with as far as a group of professional people and how that happened, that was the same SDF, the same craziness, the same, they stalk you. They stalk you on your media, they stalk you all kind of crazy way. And you know what, Aphrodite Stone, thank you so much for talking about it because I wasn't putting it all together. I was just like, why? I don't understand. And then as she talked about it, because she comes with great wisdom and knowledge, I was able to sit back and say, shit, this is what I've been dealing with. Crazy SDF people. And now, because I know what it is, I don't play that. Now, anybody get crazy with me, I'm gonna be like, no, you gotta back that up. I won't take it. And I'm extra careful of any groups that I get into because that shit runs rampant in groups. You'll be fine, go ceremony, come out of ceremony and wonder why you got a headache, you don't feel right, you having dreams about people in group setting, they coming up in your dreams and stuff, and you don't understand why they keep trying to pull you in to whatever energy they trying to pull you into. Yeah, I got you 411. So that's what that is. And then you, the person that has experienced it, has gone through it, and I've talked to others who have gone through the same thing. You sitting back trying to figure out why this happened to you or why would they be so facetious and all because they didn't like your light. And Aphrodite Stone talked about that. She said it's all because they don't like your light. They don't like what you stand for. So instead of you, the message for this part of the video, instead of you looking down on yourself and saying, geez, why do I not have any, good friends to hang out with? Why did this friendship end? Why did it end like this? Why was she so jealous or blah, blah, blah? Give thanks that you're not in that energy with those type of people anymore. Give thanks because all they are is psychic vampires that are draining you and making you feel bad about being who you are. And there's nothing, if you got it, you got it. That's all I have to say. You either got it or you don't, period. And it's usually the ones that then mess themselves up, got a hard time connecting. They got to heal that connection. They the ones that always will say something mean to someone with their own light and connected because they don't have it themselves. They have to work extra hard to get it because they did things to their temple that messed up their connection. So if you're out there doing drugs and drinking all the time and you having a hard time connecting with source, whose fault is that? Source didn't tell you to go do all your drinking and your drugging yourself and messing up your temple. Source didn't tell you to do that. You did that on your own free will. So that's the gift. And that's what they're after. And that's what they get jealous about. That's what they get ticked about whenever they're in your space. So I want to once again give credit where credit is due on that teaching with Miss Lady Aphrodite Stone. Thank you very, very much because that sat with me that whole day. And I called up on one of my friends. And I told her, I said, hey, listen to this. I want to tell you what this, do you feel this? Da, 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 da. And we started going down a list and then find out where we were. That was the kind of energy that was coming at us from these certain people. So if you are an SDF, you need to check yourself. Because if you're out hurting somebody else and trying to tear them down because of something you want from them or you want to be like them, you need to get yourself checked. You need to look in the mirror and find out what your connection is with yourself, your higher self. So those type of games and stuff, that's over. We got bigger things to worry about now. So I just talked about that. All right. Get fastened in. Are you ready? Now, I don't know exactly where this is all going. I really don't know. But I just know when I woke up this morning and I casually went through into my YouTube page, just looking at YouTube, like I always do. What's new? A whole thing was flooded with all this stuff about monkeypox. Okay, first of all, monkeypox is associated with smallpox, supposedly, but I'm a little confused why all of a sudden this is all over the place. Am I really confused? No. So let me tell you what I pulled up. Now, I'm getting a little concerned. My sister friend is laughing her butt off. I had a little bit too much sugar today. So, no, I'm not confused. I'm wide awake. Anyway, so I kept saying to myself, well, why is it all over YouTube? I don't understand what's happening. Why are they putting this stuff all over YouTube? Yeah. Um, so as usual, stage forward, I'm getting myself dressed for my day and doing my makeup and being a moment. And I'm, connecting source, getting my info like I always do. And I hear, take a look at June 6th of 2004. And I go, okay, I pull it up. No, 2004, because we have a 666 energy coming up in less than 2 weeks and a half. Okay, June 6th, 2022. Add the numbers up. Yep, that's right. Yeah, we're about to see some fuckery go down. Anyway, this is what I looked up. And it was June 6th, 2004, on a Sunday. And it says leap year. Now pay attention to what I'm saying. It says leap year. This was on Google. And it says Generation Z. Chinese zodiac is monkey. person's star sign is Gemini. And Usher's song of that day that was being played was Burn. Usher was singing a song called Burn. Not like burns, like burn. So I go over to my frequency book to look up monkeypox. There's no monkeypox in there, but there's a whole lot of frequencies for smallpox. Now, I'm just wondering, because I know when I was younger, I got shots and stuff for smallpox and measles and all that stuff. And back then, those shots were given because I had to go to school along with all my other school friends. So I had to get my shots. So, how did this get disturbed? Yeah, there's a flood coming, all right, and it ain't going to be with water. It's a flood of light that's coming. You know what? There's some horror movie I saw that wasn't too long ago where in that movie, at the very end, I think it was, oh my God, what was the name of this movie? I see it, but I can't remember the name of it. Um, it was about this young boy who was into satanic stuff and he didn't want to do the right things or whatever. He wanted his soul. He wanted to sell his soul. And at the very end of this movie, God, what was it? They were in some kind of broken down carnival thing, and oh damn, I can't remember this movie. But I see it. You actually hate that. You see who the characters are. You can't think of the name of the movie, but you know what it is. But at the very end, when the father is trying to subdue the son because he's got this dark entity in him. And when the entity comes out of I think out of the father, it was a white light entity that was going to come out. And when it came out, it went up against the dark being energy that came out of the sun. And it says, darkness cannot exist in the light. And the light just grew brighter and brighter and absorbed it and it was gone. And wow, I got goosebumps just saying that. Yeah, that's what's coming. Now we've been getting little practices of light that's coming in with, come on, in the morning, the light is like someone's gonna take a picture in this room. Okay. It's coming in so bright. And with the blinds closed, all right. So this particular light that's coming is really going to hit anybody of a lower being. Now, the sun is going through a lot of changes. There's a lot of gamma rays and radiation things coming from the sun that could cause people to feel very sensitive, like in their skin. They might get stuff on their skin. Just saying, do your research. Just saying. I mean, I've done the research. I've seen some of the stuff in the JAMA, Journal of American Medical Association. There you go. But when you see it and you read it and you look at it and then you start comparing, I mean, learn signs and symptoms of everything and then start comparing. Because why all of a sudden they talking about this? And here's another thing. All you mothers out there, get ready to get this one going. Here we go. All you mothers out there running around, oh, there's no more formula to feed my babies. God already gave you your breast to help with that. Okay. Your children need you right now. Those of you that are able to breastfeed, you need to do that. And I asked a question this to Creator about that. And now all of a sudden we're having like something was flashed up on the news about hepatitis in children. Where do you think that came from? Two places. Just take a guess. Why do you think it's not on the shelf anymore? Maybe somebody did something to the formulas and they had to pull that stuff off the shelf. I'm just saying, hypothetically, just saying. Hmm. So things that are coming off the shelf and everything is coming off the shelf for a reason because we are in a biological warfare, a spiritual warfare at that. We're not done, people. Oh, we're far from done. Some of us that signed up to come down here right about now, you're wishing you could get a refund. God, I know. Yes, please. Anyway, what do? What do? What do? What do? So I really want you to think about that. Okay. Really want you to think about why there's no formula. Come on, people. This is like spiritual 101. Action. Something's taking place. Why would they do it? What's the reasoning? Okay, get out of your housewives, get out of all that distraction, and just look at why are they doing it? What got laced in there? Oh, I know. Everybody, this flash, this flood of light that's coming, it's gonna come from the sun. And your little elites, what's left of them, are running and scrambling, trying to get underneath the ground. That will be their tomb, buried deep in the ground. Unless they, I don't know, have a ticket for the middle world, lower world, to live in those worlds. Just saying. And all the stuff about, some of the history things that have been coming up. And one that I read that was so devastational. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I pull it up right. It was so it hunts me. And it happened in Georgia. It really hunts me. And then I started thinking on a medical intuitive type of thing and started thinking about karmic energy contracts. Why, like, this is what brought it up. Because yesterday I went into the gas station and I went in there to go get a couple items. And the woman behind the register, you know how I am. I work with frequencies. I work with going into timelines. I work with, you know, I can see things walking behind people, their past life and stuff. And boom, I saw this woman who had a birthmark all up here inside her head, right here. And I said, wow, that's a past life. And I shouldn't have did that because as soon as I did, I went into that space of, wow, that's a past life. Her head got hit like that, trying to get my light right. And I saw what happened to her, why she has that bruise here, that birthmark here, now in this lifetime. And I said, wow, I bet you some money she has problems with memory when her head never even got hit, but she's got that birthmark right here, all up here. And I'm like, whoa. And I saw what happened. She got hit in the head with a very blunt object in a battle. And this thing cracked and put a hole right here in her skull because it fit the object. When I saw it so fast, what happened to her? I didn't say anything to her because I didn't want to freak the lady out. But I bet you some money if she goes back, and I know this to be true 100%. If she went back to go do a past life regression, to go back to when she had that happen, this would just dissipate. It would disappear just like that. because it's tied in to that timeline of that trauma that she experienced. So let me take a look. I'm going to pull it up because now this next part I'm going to talk about. Please don't get upset. This is not to trigger you. I just want to share with you on how this karmic energy, and I went in and I actually I can't even explain it if I talked to the spirit of this person and what she did. So I want to pull it up and make sure I say it right because this young man and several other people had did the research on it. So let me, here it is. Okay. This one is about Mary Turner. You can find this on YouTube. I'm going to keep it very light, and this was part of Black History. Now, my friends on here, and we were talking about what happened, and we give our condolences to all the family members that got shot in front of Top Restaurant or shopping center. I think it was a shopping center. Um, and the 10 African Americans who lost their lives. Now, me and my friend know that as code. Okay. We're getting closer to that 666 number, and that's why that happened. So, at this point, everyone, you have to understand anytime when you see these type of things happening, this is an energy that was programming that person to go out and go do that. Okay. Just hypothetically saying. So it's just too obvious. Okay. It's very obvious. But this one stuck with me. And it's right here on YouTube. It's about Mary Turner. Okay, you can look it up under Black History. Now I'm gonna set the stage and I'm gonna tell you what this was and how sad this was when I heard about it. Now, I want you to imagine that you're 21 years old, back in, I believe in the 1800s, 18 something. Okay, you can look it up. You're 21 years old. You are slaved, coming out of it or whatever. And I think she was freed out of it or something. But in Georgia, the Folsom Bridge. Now, when I saw Folsom Bridge, I'm thinking Folsom Bridge out here. Oh shit, you know. But the Folsom Bridge, they went on a lynching. And this 21-year-old woman was hung. She was 8 months pregnant. Now, what I'm about to describe, and we already know what race of people did this to her. Okay, so let's just get the elephant out of the room. We already know what timeline this is in, why this happened, but I'm gonna bring this up and I'm gonna tie it into an energy of the body. Okay. So she gets hung. She's pregnant, 8 months pregnant. But they didn't hang her by her neck. They hung her upside down by her feet. Now, the next part I'm about to describe to you, I'm going to keep it as gentle as possible. If you are a sensitive person, this is probably where you want to tap out. But I'm going to tell you why this kind of stuck with me, and I just briefly could see what she experienced. Hung upside down, doused with oil or gasoline or whatever they use. She was set on fire, screaming, while they took a pitchfork and stabbed it into her belly until her baby fell out onto the ground. And they came around and stomped on the baby's head until it was dead. As though that wasn't gruesome enough, the ones that lynched her got their guns and riddled her body with bullets. Sit with that for a second. If you're a woman and color has nothing to do with this, I want you to sit with that for a second. How would you feel if you were tied upside down, set afire? And many women were done back in the witching times. And if you were pregnant, how would you feel? What do you think was going on in her mind right when that happened? Do you think she just took it lightly? Or do you think her soul cursed every one of them for what they did to her and her child? I bet you some money she did because I saw it that quick. Now, I want you to just understand this because this planet is all about lessons and karmic contracts. Now, I want you to just, this is a teaching. Don't get all triggered. Don't get all, oh, this is becoming a racist thing. No, 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 no. Don't get it twisted. I am not going there. But I'm showing you because of the work that I do with Spiral Light. I see a lot of stuff with people when I go into the space and we're up in those higher ethers and going in and doing this work. Now, just imagine in her last break of her last breath, because I know if it was me hanging upside down and someone cut my child out and stumped on its head, I would curse every single one of you that were there. Now, can you imagine if that was like, I don't know, 50 or 60 lunar people there doing that heinous act? So now, those who were there, this is the soul contract because energy interaction is a soul contract. Here's where it gets surreal. If anybody in that circle was there and through the bloodline of times, you can't have children. You have a strange skin rash on your body that symbols burning and itching like eczema or psoriasis. Scarring all on your body from some kind of weird thing that happened to you, you don't know why. How much you want to make a bet that one of your ancestors was a part of that and now it's playing out on you? And you have no clue why this is happening to you. You got to go back to the root cause. What was the soul witnessing? Who did what, when, and why to somebody else? And how is it playing out and showing up with you? And when I saw that, I was just like, oh my God. And I heard the word psoriasis, eczema. And then I saw lesions on people's skin, like the kind that you get that's this really different type of dermatitis. It's these little lumps all over your skin, kind of looks like leprosy. Think about it. We are very unique beings. We do, you know, we can come back through our DNA and experience that trauma that you put upon somebody else. And the more horrible and horrendous the act, the more damaging it is through the bloodlines who witnessed it. Think about it. Think about that. I was just like, when I heard about it and I was listening to how this young man was telling the story of it, first of all, how do you even fix yourself to do something like that? So I thought that was really very heavy. Hmm. Sad, very sad. And this is why a lot of people were, when especially, remember in the beginning, I've done a video where all this stuff was going on. Let's make America great again. Great for who? So this sure wasn't great for anybody that was melanated. It was not great. Let's get real, okay? When we use that term, make America great again, it wasn't great for anybody melanated. Let's be real. It was very, America has a lot of karmic debt to pay back. America has a lot of cleaning up to do. And this is our biggest lesson that we're getting right now. And it really is not about a race thing, it's about a humanity thing. It's about a human thing. Because if you really look at everything, when diseases come out and viruses come out and all kind of things come out, it's not sitting back saying, oh, I'm only going to go after black people. Oh, I'm only going to go after someone Latino. I'm only going to go after someone Native American. I'm only going to, it ain't doing that. I'm going out whoever's immune system is not right and it's compromised so I can easily get in and destroy it, that body. That's what it's doing. So I shared this with you because go back and find out about your bloodline and take a look and see, because maybe one of your relatives might have just been there that day doing that horrendous act. And here's another thing, maybe the person who experienced that is always having these weird foot problems, pain in the ankles all the time, can't walk right, abdominal pain all the time, don't know why. Scared to get pregnant, scared to have a baby because she thinks something bad is going to happen to her baby. She's in panic mode. How much you want to make a bet it's a soul of a woman? Somebody experiencing that. If she came back around, and if not you, but if the people who were there witnessed that, karmically, they have to clean that contract up. Nothing like that goes undone, uncleaned. So just imagine body burning. What happens to the skin when it gets burned? It gets blistered. It's painful to touch. You can't touch it. Psoriasis, eczema, blotches, like burning skin. Think about it. Achiness, burning joints and stuff. Think about it. and someone's stabbing you with a pitchfork until your baby falls out. Yeah, that happened right here in America, along with a whole bunch of other stuff that needs to get healed. And this is not the part where we say, oh, we just need to forget about it and move on. No, 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 no. This needs to get healed. It needs to get healed. So it just really, in that moment when I saw that, I was just like, oh my God. So as healers, when we're doing Reiki, when you're doing energy work or what, take the time to go back, further back, and ask the question of that soul, what or who in your family did something so horrendous to somebody that you are now carrying the weight of that karma? And I don't believe in this, well, karma doesn't exist if you don't believe in it. No, 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 no. There's a cause and effect for everything, period. Cause and effect. So that energy came up. So I had a chance to look at that. I think I'm pretty much done with the messages. Um, when that light does come in and when it floods, it is going to be a severe upgrade of divine codes. Now, some of you, for me, I experienced the spine. Oh my God. Oh, this was like around, I think it was right before the eclipse was getting ready to happen. I think it was on Friday the 13th or something. And I just remember being in bed and I remember the pillow was hurting to lay on my neck and back. I didn't do anything. It was just hurting to lay there. And I'm like, God, I'm up at 1 o'clock in the morning, rolling my purple ball thing down my spine, trying to loosen it up because it was hurting so bad. And I said, God, what is this? And then, sure enough, the next day, Kalina came on. I love you, Kalina. Um, she's one of my mentors of learning how to speak light language. Um, she came on and she did a teaching and she says, oh, yes, and your spine is going to be upgraded. It's going to be painful. And da, da, da. She's talked. I said, okay. So then I started listening to some of my other friends. They say, yeah, I'm getting a bloated tummy. I look like I'm 9 months pregnant. Oh, yeah, that's part of ascension. Yeah, I had all this pain going. Yeah, that's a part of ascension. I had this. Oh, yeah, that's a part of ascension. Yeah, we got a big bada boom. Got to get kind of upgraded to be in these higher frequencies. Okay. You really do. I mean, there's no way you can just keep your 3D body the way it's been going on 3D, and now we're moving into higher frequencies and think that your 3D body is just going to get by up there. It's not. You got to be upgraded. So that's what you're feeling. And when that spine thing hits, ain't no Tylenol going to help you. Just go with it. And then what's going to happen after it settles down, close your eyes and just look. And then all of a sudden, you're going to see nothing but this gold light all around you. That's the golden light protons. Protons are out. And right now, here in California, with the wind that's blowing really hard and it's super dry, they're starting the fires. Yet, once again, doesn't surprise us anymore. We already know what they're doing. Anyway, it's like, can we just get off this merry-go-round with this? Um, Anyway, the wind, the way it's blowing, if you pay attention to it, a friend of mine's today, she said, yeah, the wind has texture to it. I said, yeah, it has texture to it because that's those static protons. This kind of, if we should say protonic light energy. and it's causing static. Let me just tell you something. I'm not having fun anymore going to a grocery store because I keep having my own free shock therapy. Get shocked on a tomato, got shocked on a lemon. I'm scared to pick up a cucumber. But the only thing I didn't get shocked on was eggs. On eggs. Got shocked on. I can understand this one. This made sense. I got shocked on getting a little can of olives. And then I was like, it was so funny because I'm looking at another item and I'm like, and when it's a shock, it's not a little shock. It's like you hear it and you feel it. I must have got shocked. I think I think we were only in there for like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. And in that 20-minute time, I must have got shocked at least ten times. And it got to the point to where it was like, just don't touch anything. Get something. I'm like, yeah, can I get the salmon? He wraps it up in the paper and he goes, have a nice day. And I'm like, okay. Don't want to get shocked. Yeah, there's so much going on. So just know, as our fields are getting all these upgrades and your codes and everything are in there, and it's all extended out like beyond 6 feet. Anyway, yeah, we're very powerful beings, aren't we? But I hope that what I came on and shared with you, you go and do some research. This is now the time to really get prepared for what the energy is going to be doing on 6 of June, because the not so nice beings are going to be using it. Okay, and those of us who are the light workers, who are holding the space, who are doing the healing work, who are releasing, letting go, healing, doing all that stuff, assisting others. And just, did you know, just by sitting with someone who's doing their work and everything and their energy healers or what, did you know just being in their space raises your frequency up so you wake up from your deep sleep, your anesthesia, from your amnesia? Did you know that? Yeah. Come hang out with me. I'll light you up. Got the static to prove it. So, anyway, this teaching today was solely from spirit and from what Creator wanted me to talk about. And I was a little hesitant to talk about the story of Mary Turner. Um, but that story hit me so hard. I was just like, I don't understand how people can hate so much like that. The hatred, the hatred. And I pray that this flood of light that's coming will eradicate, hear me when I say this, eradicate this type of energy of hatred around the world. Just eradicate it. And it would be nice to just wake up and just coexist with everybody, and nobody is sitting in fucking judgment on anyone. Not for your skin color, where you come from, not sitting around judging you from some others. Somebody said this, somebody said that, and made up stories because they were jealous and they didn't have your gifts and they were pissed about it. It feels really good for me to say that right now. Back in the time, I couldn't really talk about it, but now I can talk about it just nicely because I know what it is. I totally get it. Yeah. So sorry. You were, yeah, got your 411. But those of you that have experienced the SDF, the single devastated or disturbed, I should say, disturbed female, please pay attention. Pay attention if it's happening to you right now. Someone's assuming your identity, they're gaslighting you. One minute you could say something, next minute they're discounting everything you say. Pay attention. And like I always teach my young ones, pay attention to details. All right. All right. I know. Thank you, my friend, for being on here, for holding space. I really appreciate you for being here. Much love to you. But those of you that will watch this video, just know that this video was my truth. I stand 100% in it. And this goes for anybody that has a problem with me or you have something you want to say. You know my phone number. You know how to get in contact with me. You can say hi, but you won't. Anyway, those of you that sit like that and walk like that, that's your stuff. It's not mine. Not my stuff at all. Nope. I actually have a really good clear conscience because didn't do anything. If anything, I was really good on cleaning up messes of situations of people who were not happy of an outcome of something that happened to them. I took care of it. Yeah, to make sure that person got the healing that they needed. Because that's what a real healing, truthful light worker being does. It's not always about money. It's just about being of service. All of us are here just to hold that light and just to be of service in whatever way that we can. While we're dealing with all the demons that are running around trying to knock us off. I got a yoga ball now, so go for it. I doubt it if you'll be able to do that very well. Not. I love my yoga ball. So nice. Gives my spine that whole alignment. I'm snap, cracking, and popping all over the place. Without the milk. All right. Anyway, be blessed, be happy. That's a wrap on this session. That's a wrap of this content. Please do not be upset or anything. Make sure you take care of yourself, smudge yourself, and love yourself. And I'll come back later, maybe sometime soon, with some more content. That's a wrap. Have a blessed day. That's a 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.